is actually very long, easy to handle. This is a resolution that sets the public hearing for the consideration of the 2015 revenue sources and to set the proposed ad valorem tax levy. Now, the hearing is for discussion about the tax levy and any other revenues the council chooses to discuss. We don't actually set the tax levies until later in November. So we'll come up with the numbers between me and the county, and then the council can talk about if they want to add to that or how they want to approach that. So every year, oh, by the way, we were talking about it at the staff meeting today. The timing is really well crafted this year for this hearing. It comes on the 27th, and the next week we discuss the budget on the 22nd. So council will make their desires known, and that way the citizens can respond to that, to what's said in that meeting, just about the revenues. So last year I think we had it backwards a little bit, but that's okay, we were getting our feet. So that's pretty much it. Any questions?
Questions from council? Council's pleasure.
Move to approve resolution 2014-202, setting Monday, October 27, 2014, 6 p.m. as the date and time for the public testimony on revenue sources and ad valorem tax levy.
Okay, Councilmember Hudson. Did you want to speak to your?
I think it's adequately discussed.
Councilmember Walker? Any further discussion from council? Seeing none, comments from the audience?
Jean Fincher, 37248 55th Avenue South, Mayor and Council. I did some research on the city's website and the King County assessor's page, trying to find out, what the present valuation is, what the bank valuation is, what the top would be if the city were to use all of its bank valuation, and I was wondering if you could have that information prior to the workshop, so we have an idea, the public has an idea of the types of income sources that are coming in. And in looking through the website, I did find last year's budget, but it would be nice to have kind of an idea of how many places you expect the general fund monies to go with just the basic cover sheet, because I think one of the things I'm concerned about is that those of us on the West Hill pay a certain amount of taxes, but we may not feel we're getting that return on our investment, and so we'd like to be able to talk about how much money we put in as well. So that's my request, that there be some prior information before the 27th workshop. Thank you.
Thank you. That's something you might be able to...
Some of it, yeah, I'll need to talk with you about exactly what you need. As far as you can, as close as you can come to that understanding of what you're looking for. Like, the bank doesn't have valuation on the city. They have valuation for houses and properties, but not the entire city. We haven't received a new valuation yet for...
Not the valuation, but it's 1.6
so
cents per thousand?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you come in and we'll talk about it.
She's talking about the levy rate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's what she's talking about, and I can show you that. I don't have the new one, obviously, but we have one from last year. And I can show you the assessed valuation as well. But I think you also sounded like you wanted to see a list of revenues. So for the general plan, I can provide that.
All right. Any further comments from council? Roll call of council, please.
Councilmember Gerberding?
Aye.
Councilmember Jones?
Aye.
Councilmember Cave?
Aye.
Councilmember Olivera?
Aye.
Councilmember Putnam?
Aye.
Councilmember Steiger?
Aye.
Councilmember Walker?
Motion carries. Okay, next item on the agenda is resolution 2014-203.
Resolution 2014-203 to oppose the closure of King County Public Health Department in Auburn, Washington. They also have satellites in Muckleshoot and Enumclaw. They would shut their doors as of December 31st. There are, in the year 2013, there was 603 unduplicated patients that saw their first initial visit. That doesn't mean if they had follow-up visits, they're talking one visit for the city of Pacific was 603 people. That's 10% of our population has gone, in 2013, gone to the King County Public Health Department in Auburn. And if that closes, then just like Mr. Jones had said, that there's going to be more emergency room visits. There'll probably be increased crime. I mean, if you wanted to feed your children, you're going to do whatever is possible to feed your children. So I would just like to push a resolution through. They also have things, WIC, Women's, Infants, and Children, Family Planning, support for when you're pregnant and infants cases management. This nurse, her day was amazing, and it was just half a day. And I can't imagine what the whole staff does every day. And if we lose this, it's a vital resource that I just don't think we can lose it.
I think that the public health nurses are treasures for our community, and they rescue families. And this will have a huge impact. So I really believe we need to keep it open. We need to support keeping it open.
That'd be a way. Keep it. So, seeing no questions, is there a question?
Yeah, I guess, I mean, I see these types of things all the time, and I'm kind of new to politics, but, you know, King County is looking at their budget and making a determination if they can't afford to do this anymore. I get public health, and I understand it, obviously, you know, it impacts my job quite a bit. But, I mean, I guess I don't understand the background behind how King County is losing their funding when assessed valuations are up, tax revenues are up. What's their justification for closing these facilities?
There's a shortfall. It's like $13 million or $12 million deficit in the year 2014 that the King County Public Health is facing. And other than that, I wasn't giving the statistics of exactly where and what and how.
I mean, it's hard to get behind something when you don't understand where the revenue streams come from. I mean, I understand the importance of it, and I'll probably support the resolution just because it states that we want to see it left in place and the services continued, but, you know, it doesn't address the shortfall in the budget. Just like if we get stuck in a position of having to make a decision in this city of having to cut something, and we make a decision to cut something, you know, it's obviously going to affect somebody, and that's what King County's doing. So, and it'd be nice to know where the revenues come from, what's causing it to, you know, be in decline to the point that they have to do this.
The nurse that came in, Christina, she did give us a background, just a little flyer. She said that in 1999, King County voters passed the Initiative 695. I'm sure we've all heard about that, cutting our car tabs. And part of the revenue for those car tabs that was cut went to the public health services. And then in recent years, the federal funding, of course, you know, from the federal government has been reduced drastically. And of course, we all know about overhead costs. The buildings, they just moved into a new building, staffing and all of those. I think it's just the big picture of everything that's all of a sudden has been like, they say they need to close it. They also did say that Kent has a public health department and Renton has two. And I don't know why they're cutting Auburn, because Auburn has a satellite in Muckleshoot and Enumclaw, where there's two in Renton and there's one in Kent. They could maybe jiggle it around and maybe...
And they're not proposing to close any of those
No.
three?
Well,
there is one in Federal Way.
yeah, and let me explain a little something too about Federal Way. Theirs was on the shopping block, but the city came up with money to keep theirs open. And that's how they were able to keep federal wage in existence. So it came from the city's coffers, or however funding, they found funding to keep it open. So, and then, something to go along with this, and I was gonna wait and talk until we actually had a motion on the floor, but, just a little background information. When we were presented with this information, and I have been speaking with Mayor Backus and Mayor Hill, and one of the reasons that we all have this on our agenda to get behind and passing a resolution to oppose, hoping that each of the cities are able to do that. It shows a coalition between the three cities working together to, in support. One of the things, there are some things that are kind of going on in the background, trying to work on saving this. Myself and Mayor Backus are attending the public hearing that will be taking place, providing council approves this resolution, and testifying on behalf of our cities at this public hearing that will be taking place on October 23rd at the Regional Justice Center. And so, but we are, the three of us mayors have been talking and having conversations and looking at ways that we can, because my biggest thing that I stressed to King County when I had a conversation with their office was 10% of our community uses that resource. Federal wage got saved, that's great, but if you look at their income or their economic demographics, it's way different than the economic demographics from Pacific, Algona, and Auburn. We seem to need a little more aid, than some others. And so that was one of my complaints. I've been speaking with two of the King County council members. They're very much aware of what we're doing, and the three of us mayors are working with those county council members as well, because it's kind of one of their projects as well, or one of their things that they're passionate about. So it's not a done deal, but by having this motion or this resolution coming forward is showing all the cities, us three cities are working together and trying to work out a solution. And it shows King County, that we're serious about this and we want to make a difference, and we need to take care of the people that live in our communities. And it's just gonna help us moving forward and trying to get some.
I guess, you just highlighted a concern that I have, is that basically King County wanted to abandon the whole South County and take care of the core of the county. And hopefully that's something that you can.
That's what we're screaming the loudest about, that we feel like that we are being abandoned, and probably the section of the county that may need more technology portions of it.
First off, I'd like to make a motion to approve Resolution 2014-203 so that we can discuss it.
Thank you. Okay, Councilmember.
And a big part of the problem, it's not that King County wants to abandon any particular part of the county, it's that state law limits property tax increases, the actual revenue increase, to 1% a year. So valuations are going up 11% next year countywide. Collection is not allowed to go up by even the amount of inflation. That's not indexed for inflation. So state law right now requires every county in the state to reduce its property tax every year, because you're not allowed to go up even as fast as inflation. So it's the same problem that they have with roads, it's the same problem that they have with the sheriff's department. It's, county revenues have been shrinking for a decade. They're not allowed to increase revenue more than enough to cover it. They're just simply, the legislature has chosen not to make additional revenue available to cities and counties. So they're hoping to find cuts that make people squeal the least. If we don't want this cut, we need to squeal about it, because they're carving the pig while it's alive.
So with that, Walker or Joe? Councilmember Joe?
Don't have a lot more than what we've already discussed, other than the fact that I think it's very valuable and important that we retain it. Like it's been said, the whole southern King County is impacted further away. We'll see a large increase as people can travel that are Kent. Or again, like I said, 911 or the local hospitals. And it's more than just issues with food. We're really talking about the welfare of the infirmed, as well as the lower, poor class of people in our communities. people with children that need that assistance. So I know that it's an impact. I know King County is trying to figure out where they're gonna come up with their budget, but I also think, when they don't get some things they want, they kind of poke us in the ribs with things like where they want to hurt us as an impact. So that's just my opinion, and this is one that'll hurt us. So, but anyway, that's it.
Thank you. Any other comments from council? Councilmember Alves.
I'd like to amend the sixth whereas and take out the word Federal Way and add in the word satellite, Enumclaw, and Muckleshoot Center.
So that's also in section 1.
I don't know how to do this, but I know it's the sixth whereas.
Muckleshoot and Enumclaw. It's in the 6th whereas, and then also in section 1 under the resolve. Okay. Is there a second to that?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor of the amendment, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Any further discussion on the resolution?
I would like to say the Albertsons, the White River Albertsons, redeemed more WIC vouchers, which is milk, eggs, cheese, cereal, fruit, grains, than any other grocery store in the state of Washington. That's how many, people are using the WIC program, which is just one portion of the public health.
Interesting, I didn't know that.
I just work at Albertsons.
Any other comments from council? Comments from the audience? Seeing none, roll call of council, please.
Councilmember Jones?
Aye.
Councilmember Cave?
Aye.
Councilmember Olivera?
Aye.
Councilmember Putnam?
Aye.
Councilmember Steiger?
Aye.
Councilmember Walker?
Aye.
Councilmember Garberding?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you very much, council, I appreciate that. Next item on the agenda is the consent agenda.
Move to consent agenda. Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, excellent. Next, we have the executive session for collective bargaining per RCW 42.30.140, subsection 4A, for 20 minutes. Will there be any vote after this? All right. So we will be in executive session for 20 minutes with no decision on the